doesn't work. Okay. We are live and worldwide, guys. We'll give it a few minutes for chat to fill in a little bit. Did Junkie make it back yet? I think that's a no. VA, if you want to hop on my channel to help with chat, I'd appreciate it.
Yep, I just loaded it up.
Thank you. Okay, TDS, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a ghost host? Yeah, I checked to see if TDS was still here.
I'm still here. I
You
didn't
want to be a
leave. You
ghost
asked me to
host?
stick around.
You can be a ghost
A
host.
ghost host?
That's something Dredd invented. He came on and not as a guest or a host, but just wanted to listen live. And you're welcome to game while you listen. Absolutely, you don't have to pay attention. If you got a good comment or something, you wanted to be the ghost host, go ahead. I mean, we're not gonna go to you per se, but if you hear something that sounds
I
familiar,
can be the color commentary.
There you go.
That sounds fantastic.
No, you're the hot sideline reporter.
Oh, I forgot to shave my legs today. It's not gonna go well.
And it's from Saturday to Sunday.
How's everybody been?
We're making big moves over here, my fans.
Very busy.
Big moves.
Very productive today.
It's been a bit productive week for me. I'm lying.
I got up before noon.
Did you guys have to work today? I was off because it's a holiday.
I'm off every Monday.
I'm a dirty contractor, so even though the base we support was buttoned up tight, we were expected to report work from home or PTO. I know a lot of my coworkers took PTO, but I went in. Plus, I had 2 new hires starting.
Gotcha. So work days are always productive days, but when you have an off day, if you're still productive, in my life, that's a win category. Like if you're not just being social and or doing nothing, and you actually get something done, that's what I would classify, I guess, as productive.
Okay, Weld, being the guest, you have to find the spot in the tower or the helm for us to do our emotes for the next hour.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull my game up and do that.
Oh, what happened to the? So you had to buy another copy?
No, I gotta get another copy.
Okay.
Yeah, the digital code really isn't out there. I checked Amazon. The one on PlayStation Store is outrageous. You can get like the deluxe, $100 like the deluxe edition. But
I'm trying a trick right now.
You can download Destiny 2 from the PlayStation Store for free. It's only part of the game, though.
What if you have all the other DLCs already?
I don't know that. I think when I went to look at it to see if I could like go back to the Cosmo Zone and get the FOSS stuff, it said purchased already, and I never purchased it. So maybe you can't. Maybe you can't.
Is it working?
Buy it again if you already
Was it not working? Okay. Is that why you said
maybe under a different account you could?
I did the toothpaste trick.
Huh?
I did the toothpaste trick.
Oh, I haven't done that in a long time.
Shady,
I know.
Have we already done the books? Have we already done favorite books or series?
I forgot about that.
I think we did, didn't we?
Well, we weren't specific. I think one of the book questions was favorite franchise or book series. You know, it was a Harry Potter.
That was a Shady question, right?
Could have been. And for like TV shows and movies, it was like top 5 TV movies, or top 5 movies, top 5 TV shows, or genres. Again, Terminator series, Star Wars series. What's your favorite entertainment franchise? So it wasn't like specific answers in general. But I mean, I repeat questions of the day all the time because I did question of the day for 2 years, and that's like 700 questions. There's only so many interesting things out there.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at a top,
So speaking of shady questions, Weld, are you a fan of professional wrestling?
Like the WWE?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Get the F out.
But Weld wrestled in like
not.
high school,
Okay.
so like I don't know, like WWE wasn't my thing, but that's just because I did like actual collegiate wrestling.
Okay,
So.
you're not gonna like shitty questions today then.
You're just like Brock Lesnar then, minus
First
the
of all,
WWE
that's
career.
not an excuse because my son wrestled in middle school and he still loves wrestling. And secondly, did you refer to yourself in the third person?
100% all the time.
Oh my God. You are killing me, sir.
Okay, we got Rogue Force and Dark in chat right now.
Yay!
That takes care of relatives.
I happen to know that dark guy, he's really hot. So,
I heard that.
yeah,
I heard him described as yummy.
totally is yummy. It's like you read my mind.
Okay, so anyone listening to the stream, can they hear everybody? Sound check? That's when
Baby,
people
can you hear
talk.
us?
When people have to do a sound check, people have to talk.
Talk, talk, talk.
Talk, talk, talk. No, Shady, hold on. Guess what I just fixed? I don't know if you guys were excited. Addison, Charlene, what? Why are you coughing like that?
Yep, I'm
Why are
hearing
you
both
coughing?
of you in here too.
Why are you coughing like that?
And Dark's doing a dance.
Okay.
He's dabbing.
I did that already.
So that's a yes on the hearing, I believe. Can you hear VA? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
He can hear
All right.
everybody.
See, now Dredd was our sound guy for a long time. Then he took a second job. He hasn't been on in a month and a half. So I now deem Dark our technical advisor. So you have to come every week. It doesn't pay well, but it's God's work.
Or at all, for that matter.
He said it's God's work.
Actually,
Which one?
Actually,
He's
yes, with our sponsor, we actually make money doing this podcast, but we don't get it in our pocket. We send it to St. Jude.
The worthy cause.
Yep, and I'll give you an update on that when we do the opening in a couple of minutes. Probably 6 minutes from now. So if you're listening to this and you want to hear the podcast and not hear us ramble, fast forward 6 minutes but watch me for the clap. I do that for a reason. That's when Dredd...
That's not the clap I was thinking of.
You can't hear that one.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
You can't hear that one. That's for when Dredd puts our podcast on Spotify. He looks for the spike in the audio so he knows where to start. So he cuts all this crap out.
Will you just unwittingly talk if we hang out here? No? Okay, cool. Hey, Shady, we can do it here. No one's here. See?
Where are you?
Aha!
You can take us somewhere else if you want. We did the Helm to Death because when Boom was a guest host,
Yes, I can hear you.
he couldn't go to the tower. He'd get booted every 20 minutes. So if you want to take us somewhere in the tower,
I don't know why, but I got
doesn't matter.
booted.
No, I just went through the little portal at home.
We got a whole lot of background noise and feed. We might need to mute in between talking. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's got a lot of background.
Well, I'm alone with no electronics on except for my PlayStation and desktop, which is muted.
You were not
Any kind of background noise is probably Weld, I'm guessing. But it's cute background.
Weld's in his room. Yeah, got my PlayStation on, but my
Alright.
daughter's watching. Lion King.
Aw.
Want to smoke a bowl with me?
Okay, Weld, where'd you go? Where are you?
I'm at the helm, but I was gonna jump through the little portal and just
Hang out with
do the little.
Markov?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's quiet.
I was just there. Nobody
No
was
one
there.
talks
So
to
I got
you.
scared and came back.
It's quiet and no one talks to you. We can just hang out.
Okay, Mouth, you have all the questions for Weld? Like 3? Talk about
Yeah, I'm
Festival
good,
of
baby.
Lost, what else you do, and
I
what
got
other
3 with a
hobbies.
couple of follow-ups. I'm ready, babe.
Wow.
I'm tiling a table and wrote down the questions in between. I'm like a boss today.
All right.
I'm
bossing it out.
And we'll find out what kind of trivia a Junkie's going to give us when she does her intro line.
I love that those tie in together. So clever.
Cue the civil laugh. Mwahahaha.
Hey, Mara, what's up?
I can mute and unmute between, but I have to do it via the party chat.
My view's always been background noise. Hey, you know what? Life happens. You can't stop the world to play with your
Sorry,
controller.
that was me that mentioned it. I guess I'm a perfectionist.
Party pooper.
You know what? Wait, why am I the only one here? I'm scared. Am I the only one here? I'm standing next
to Mara. I'm literally standing next to Mara. And she can't keep her eyes off me.
She talks. She talks.
Well, she talks to me. I'm a hot guardian. I'm a hunter, man.
Okay, hold on.
CPA. We can go in the center here. All these ladies are being
My
pervs.
assistant abandoned me.
Don't the guns work, like hand cannons work in the helm?
I didn't think anything worked in the helm.
I thought there was some glitch. I've been shot in the helm by other people. I think Selena and Boom both shot me with a. That didn't kill me.
There's that glitch with the grenades. Mm-hmm.
Everybody got the emotes they want to use? Well, pick out your emotes.
Yep, I've got them.
I recommend anyone listening to this, please just put it on a device and listen to the podcast. Podcast isn't about visual yet. We're not on Discord yet. When we get on Discord, then I want you to pay attention to us. But right now, put it. I have it up on my Chromebook, and then I have it on my PlayStation, so I could be playing a game right now while listening to the podcast. Play Destiny while listening to a podcast about Destiny. 1 minute, guys.
Thanks for the warning.
Chat, bring it. The better you are, the better we are. GDS, you can go back to Envious account if you want and level him up, because he was invited.
I have a minute before I have to go on, so let me hit that bong, son.
Oh my.
Jason just pulled up.
I love them both just in fact.
Jason just pulled. Can I hit this? Jason just pulled up.
Okay, everybody quiet, please. Quiet, please. Focus. Focus up. Okay, 4 Guardians and a Guest, episode 32 is going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2. Alrighty then, guess who is back? Hello and welcome to a Destiny Community Podcast, 4 Guardians and a Guest, episode 32. I am your host, Shady Vale, but I will not do this alone, so I have VA.
Yes, I do know how to drive a stick.
I got Junkie.
You have no power over me.
And I got Mouth.
Hey guys, just filling in here, but I love you.
Awesome. We have a special guest this week, a good friend of mine. I can't say his name without thinking about being in the prison of elders. It is Welding Cook. Weld, what is going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right. And chat, welcome chat, everybody. Peeps is now here with us. Sweet. How's it going, Peeps? And okay, coming up, we have some very shady questions with a theme this time for a change. A guest interview, a top 3, a trivia section, I believe is going to be Star Wars trivia, and the third degree, where chat asks us a question where they get to throw us under the bus like Dark did last week to me, asking me who my favorite guest and host was. Set me up to fail, but I figured a way out of that. I squirmed right out of that. Okay, but first, we are sponsored. We are sponsored by Anchor. Anchor is an app that spreads your podcast all over the internet. There's a bunch of great guys at Anchor. So everyone, please check out Anchor.fm. Also, Project Little Light is in full swing. We are raising money for St. Jude Hospital for kids with cancer. I can't think of a better cause. It costs $32 a second to sponsor St. Jude. We have 23 seconds purchased already. Folks, this podcast, this little thing of mine, has raised over $736 for St. Jude, and we're not going to stop till we get to a whole minute, which will be just under 2,000. So cool. If you can't donate money, you can do one thing that will help St. Jude. You can subscribe to my channel. If I get enough subscriptions, I'll get another sponsor, and all the benefits from the sponsors go to St. Jude as well. So if you can't afford $32 for a second, click the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. It's painless. And please do that. I would appreciate it. I'm at 53 subscribers right now. We'd like to be at 100 within like a month. Okay, moving on. We have the guest interview. Now, BC's not here again. He's got some real world things going on. He's sick to death that he can't be here, but we still love him, and he's in our hearts. So he sent his ex-wife in his place. So we have Mouth Mama is going to be doing the guest interview today. Mouth, you know Weld. Weld, you know Mouth.
Hey, Weld.
Hey, Mouth.
PG-13, guys.
So that's probably a good reminder. So I know you probably prefer to be interviewed by BC, but you're stuck with me today. So let's just jump right into it, because unlike my ex-husband, I don't like to lollygag. So you, like so many of us, juggle multiple roles, most notably, at least in regards to this podcast, is gamer and father. So how do you find the balance between the two, and what challenges have you seen with trying to be a dad and a gamer at the same time?
Oh, you're hitting me with a tough one right off the gate. No, that one's easy. I prioritize my family, my daughter first. I mean, Destiny, the game, it'll always be here, but real life obviously has to take priority over the game always. And then it kind of helps to kind of focus it, because my daughter has special needs, so I really have to. I don't want to say like really have to buckle down, but when it comes to my real life things, think twice before I make decisions and all that good jazz.
What a perfect answer from such a sweet guy. I did hear, however, that lovely daughter of yours broke your Destiny disc. So I imagine that sometimes it's a little less than favorable when it comes to the game, yes?
Yes. Babies. I love my daughter. That's what I'm gonna. You know what? Yeah, that's the. I love my daughter. That's where I'm at.
Just keep reminding yourself of that when those things happen, because as she gets older, it's not going to get any easier. So speaking of the game, Festival of the Lost is coming up. So are you excited about it, and what are you looking forward to the most?
Actually getting back into a festival from the beginning, because I took a hiatus from Destiny. So the last event I missed a lot of, and I felt like jumping into it, I was really lost. Like multiple things going on at the same time. It was. I felt like I got left behind. So I kind of tried to do multiple things at the same time, which only just led me to like confusion. So I'm excited to do an event start to finish and be day one. I know what I'm doing. Yay.
Well, so, and you missed out on the last one. I mean, going into this one, clearly you're excited to start from the beginning, but have you thought or developed a strategy on how to best maximize your opportunities within this particular festival?
I have not. Sounds like actually a great idea. If anybody's got any
Maybe we should have
any
Weld tell
tips
everybody
that
exactly what Festival of the Lost is, because we have a lot of people that listen to this podcast that don't play Destiny. What exactly
Like
is
me, for
Festival
example.
of the Lost? What is it? Weld?
don't make Weld explain what Festival
VA?
of the Lost is. The guy who's been gone for the longest time.
We gotta bring in the brains for that. VA, come on, help us out.
Okay, so Festival of the Lost is a roughly 3-ish week event that happens shortly before Halloween, going to like a week or so after Halloween. And it's a kind of Halloween horror themed thing. The last few years, you went into a variation of a zone called the Endless Forest. And it was dark, and you could barely see things until some really big, very big, lethal, and unable to be killed knights would come up your kazoo and just beat the ever-living crap out of you. And at the very end, as you're trying to jump over this what looks like to be a sidewalk, the bricks fall away. You go into a chasm with yet another big boogeyman who will, happily cleave you into little pieces. But they've done that for 3 years with weapons that are themed and ghosts and sparrows. So like the last 2 years, they've had brooms. So I have a broom and currently an ice broom with a little ice kitty on it because, I'm a witch. This year, however, they are doing themed armor, which is a dinosaur theme, and they are doing haunted lost sectors. Exactly what that's going to entail, nobody knows yet. We won't know until tomorrow.
So
Because they'll be
exciting.
kicking everybody out of the game, and then like an hour before reset, they'll be showing a video clip of what's going to be more involved. So it's different, which is good. And yeah, that's basically what it is.
It's a fun
It's
thing.
just a holiday themed event.
Usually, you can go to different vendors. They'll give you a different kind of candy.
Dinosaur themed
including
armor.
going down to Riven and stuff at times. So some of the raid bosses or raid zones, you will go down, and let me tell you, that is freaky as hell when you've not done the Last Wish raid to see that big old worm right there that you've got to give something to.
And you can wear masks. Awesome. You can wear different people's masks and different things. You get different ghost shells. Yeah. It's a fun
mask
festival.
makes you look like different NPCs.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
They do a good job. I heard this year's going to be the best, though.
It sounds like you guys are going to have a whole lot of fun with this Halloween-themed festival.
I'm super excited for dinosaur-themed armor. That sounds super fun. Like a T-Rex-based hunter running around. What's up?
So, I mean, since we're talking about Halloween, Weld, what is, of all the costumes you wore growing up, like, what was your favorite Halloween costume? Was it a dinosaur?
No, 100%. It was Morpheus. Oh, it was the best. So, I was, was 10.
You were 10 and you were Morpheus. That's awesome.
My mom had this giant, long leather jacket. And I don't know why, but for the reason I cannot fathom, I needed to wear this jacket. It had to happen. This woman's leather jacket, I needed to wear. It needed to happen. So I tried to come up with reasons to put it on, but she wouldn't let me wear it. And finally on Halloween, the only thing I could think of doing, I was like, I'm going to be Morpheus. And I'm going to do it. And my mom will finally let me wear this leather jacket because I don't have one. And Morpheus is in a long leather jacket. Come on now. It's a gimme. So I was like, I'm going to be Morpheus. And then she got me and she's like, I'll let you wear the leather jacket. But if you're going to be Morpheus, you're going to be Morpheus. So you have to shave your head. And so Dom was bald for longer than Halloween. But I got a leather jacket. So winning.
That is awesome. I did not know that story was going to be that good when I asked the question, but I'm super stoked that it was. All right, so
Dude, no,
last
this is my
question.
favorite Halloween story. Love it.
Last question, I promise. So, obviously, you have fun dressing up in women's clothes and playing video games.
Well, the timeout, face mask, roughing the passer. What?
But
Or
those
what?
are
One leather jacket.
the tomato, buddy. But that's not the only thing you do for fun. You're really, really into music. So tell us what instruments you play, what kind of music you like playing, and where we can hear you.
Did we did this one last time? I believe. You can only really find me on YouTube. It's by my name, Dominic Eccles. Look me up.
Why don't you spell that
I
for us so that
play
people can find you?
for the people can find me, Dominic DOMINIC Eccles ECKLES. Look it up. I'm not that great. I'm kidding. I'm
What
okay, I guess.
instruments do you play? What kind of music do you play?
I play piano and guitar. I
Awesome.
am learning the bass, of
Nice.
course.
Triple
I
threat.
really don't have like a genre that I prefer. I love to play music, period. But I mostly like if I say what kind I dip in the most, it's mostly acoustic pop, acoustic indie.
Nice.
That's what's popular around my parts. So that's what
That's
Dom
awesome.
plays.
Well, thank you for sharing so much of that with us. And you know how this works. You've been interviewed. Now you're a guest as well. I appreciate you answering all my questions. It was super fun getting to know some of those things about you. And I
Love
will
it.
turn this back over to Shady.
Does Weld have any questions for any of the hosts?
Weld, I want to know if anybody else does anything musical. I know Shady, you said you had some music background, didn't you?
Yeah, I play acoustic guitar and electric a little bit. I have a Gibson Dove, 1980 Gibson Dove, worth about $3,000. It's collecting dust in the corner of my bedroom because I kind of stopped playing.
Oh,
But I was mediocre at one time, and I was really proud of that. Anybody else play anything? Any instruments?
Mediocre is modest. That's like saying I'm mediocre. So every good artist says I'm mediocre. I'm okay. That means he was great. No one knows it. Shady.
I have 9 years of saxophone under my belt, alto and baritone, from when I was much younger.
Wow.
And yeah, the baritone sax was almost as tall as I was. And
Yep.
some karaoke, as singing runs in my family. I harmonize fairly well. Unfortunately, I sing a bit on the flat side by myself, so not a very big repertoire.
Anybody
yeah, I
else?
can't play any instruments at all. Like I wish I could. I tried to learn guitar once, and my wrist just don't want to do that. Like my fingers are short, and my wrist all turned in. It was not a comfortable situation. I'm hoping that when Tortoise learns to play the piano, he'll teach his mom. But I sing like a bird. I sing like a bird. So karaoke's my jam. If you ever want to go there, VA, we can jam out at some karaoke together.
Any song but
Alrighty.
country.
Oh,
Yes.
I sang
Unfortunately,
country
country's
once.
about the only thing I can do.
Oh God, no, we can't sing together. I
Yep, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
want to learn.
Country is the
I
best
tried.
karaoke music, I feel.
I
Well,
totally
I sing
tried.
alto, so there's only, unfortunately, a lot of the pop singers are either super gravelly or much higher pitched than I am.
You should
So,
totally go hard rock.
Ugh, no,
so I
I
went
don't
to
even
this
listen to that
Air
on my
Force
own.
retirement party, and they had karaoke there, and I sang a karaoke song, country, because everybody was doing country. I'm like, I grew up on country. I know this stuff, and so I sang Reba McEntire.
Yes.
And my husband, when I got back to the table, he was like, "Honey, I love you, and you sing so well. Don't ever sing country again."
Okay, I think the guest interview is going to end on a good note right there. Excellent. I want to draw everyone's attention to the stream that I'm doing. We are doing a conga, and this reminds me of the favorite comment in chat ever. When I was younger, I used to go to dances sponsored by a church. And they didn't want anybody groping anybody, nobody making out anywhere. So when you slow dance, you had to stay 6 inches apart. And they would say, make room for the Holy
Room
Ghost.
for Jesus.
Well,
Make room for
Mouth heard
Jesus.
that and hit the floor. And she sent me a message in chat saying, he said, leave room for the Holy Ghost, I'm dead. That was my favorite comment. It just hit, I don't know why it hit me. Just when I was in, if I was 7 years old, I was in church, whatever. Okay, moving on. I got to change the color. There we go. We have some trivia. Junkie, what's this week? We've had Star Wars several times. We had Star Trek once. What's up?
Oh,
What's up today? What's up? What are we doing?
so I definitely pulled out my old inner geek. Sorry guys. So I actually have the Labyrinth.
Wow. Oh my God.
I might have a
I'm
chance
probably
here.
gonna
I've seen that
bomb
movie
the hell
about 10
out of
times.
this one.
I love this movie.
Oh, it's good. I'm just trying to remember it.
It's good parenting. Is my 21-year-old is in love with David Bowie's character.
Okay, great. We're talking about you remind me of the babe and not the other one with the creepy German aliens. Those are scary.
Yes. The baby power.
What power?
Hoodoo.
Who do you do?
Oh my God.
Well,
Stop.
I can't. If you start it, then I have to. It has to happen. It's almost a sin to just like start and not finish.
Yes, I know. You can't love that movie and not finish that entire thing. Oh.
Okay, Dark says he's doing the conga live.
All right. Nice.
Why am I just imagine him in his bedroom alone, just dancing by himself?
Oh, great. Now,
with
now
a
we're
drink
all
in
going to
his
have that
hand.
visual. Thanks, Weld.
With a glass of wine.
Alrighty. Alright, so David Bowie plays the Goblin King. What's his real name?
David Bowie's?
What's the Goblin King's name?
Oh. Isn't it Jared? Jared or Jareth?
Maybe.
I don't remember it
Maybe
being
not.
in the movie, but
Jafar? I don't.
I'm gonna go
Wrong
with VA. I'm gonna go with
genre.
VA.
It's what?
I agree with VA. I don't have a better answer.
Nothing? Nobody else?
I said Jafar. What more do you want from me? The right answer, probably.
What about Mouth? Mouth, you got anything?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I must have been on mute. My bad. I said the only Jared I know is the Subway guy. I got nothing on this movie.
And the answer
Okay,
is...
so VA, you are again the smart
There you go.
one.
We made room for Jesus.
Woo!
His name is Jared.
Oh, that's good, man. I didn't know you could do that.
I told you, man, she's the brains. I feel like I get points for pointing that out.
I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. I mean, I try.
That's why we love you.
Now you get into sports, and I'll go take a smoke break because, yeah.
I might know a little bit about that.
I don't really know sports.
And on EA today.
All right. So, what is our next question there, madame?
Next question is at the very beginning. Sarah hears the clock and she's like, ah, and she runs back in the rain with her dog, who is named
Toto.
Calliope.
I love you guys.
I genuinely have no clue. That has not stuck in my brain 30 years later.
Oh,
Toto.
see, now everybody's going to have to watch this movie again.
Probably. Of course, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
And he wasn't
Anything,
a
Shady?
kid anymore.
I heard my name.
Nothing?
What? I said Wolfie.
Oh, I love you guys.
If it was a
No,
black
it's
dog with a
Merlin.
white tip on its tail, it's Tippy.
No, it's Merlin. The giant
That's what
wet
I
sheepdog
said.
that has to stay in the
That's
garage.
100%. I said that. I was like, that's Merlin.
Yes, absolutely.
I did.
It
I
has been
slid it in
35
there.
years since I've seen that film, and I think I've only seen it a couple times since its release in the theater. Where I saw it in the theater.
All right,
That was the same year
time
as
out.
Transformers.
Can I just request that the next question we can get like a hint, just like a hint at what the answer is before we guess? Like just
I'm not sure
like a.
that some people in this chat were old enough to go see it in the theater.
Oh. I told
I know that
y'all
was
you can't
directed
come out
at
with some
me.
old.
Just saying, there's a few people I think in this chat that probably weren't old enough to see it in theater.
Weld's 30, if that.
Oh,
Like I said, may not have
me.
been old enough to see it in
Yeah.
the theater. It's a 35-year-old movie.
Yeah. 1986.
Like I said, same year as Transformers the animated movie, where Hasbro
Yes.
made children across America and the world cry.
Yes.
A couple times because they also killed off Duke and G.I. Joe. So yeah, that was a rough year for Hasbro.
Wait, Shady, how are you breakdancing right now?
I got skills.
What? How?
See, when you play
Somebody's
the
jealous.
when you actually play the game, they give you stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Or you can
you
whoop that
cut me.
and buy it.
You don't
Like I
cut me
do.
that deep like that for real. So you gonna cut me like that?
Paying for you, bro.
People listen. You gonna cut me like that? I'm hurt. He cut me deep just now. That's my whole life.
Oh gosh.
Any
He cut
more
you so
there?
deep you couldn't refer to yourself in the third person.
You
Any more
know what,
questions,
Shady?
Junkie? Are we good?
See
One
me
more?
in a raid. What's up?
All right, guys.
Give us a chance. Come
Last
on
question,
now.
I promise, and I'll give you a hint. And we all know who Jennifer Connelly is, right?
Damn it!
Yes. How old was she when she actually started as the main character, Sarah?
I think she was
17.
Like 19.
I was gonna say 17.
I think she was 19.
19.
Wait, give us a hint.
She was not legal.
She was 17.
Then that would be 16 or well, it depends on what she was legal for. We talking about legal for smoking or legal for drinking?
Dark says 21.
Neither.
Okay then.
Oh, then 14. He changed
then
his mind.
she had to be 16 or 17 then.
15.
Rogue
I'm
Force
totally guessing,
doesn't
Dino.
understand what legal means. He says 23.
Rush is 21.
She was not legal to become president.
All right, so before I tell you the age, I want you to remember that it was a love story.
Yeah, which makes it even creepier.
Word.
Way worse, because she was only 14.
Oh, God! Oh! Oh, ow! Oh!
How old was Brooke Shields in that Stranded on the Island movie thingy?
Dark Dark Lagoon?
Blue
Lagoon?
Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
Hey, listen, my mom made me watch that movie over and over again. She was like 13.
I think she was like 13, 14, Brooke was during that
Yeah.
one. Because I remember there was a really big to-do.
I think I've seen it on one of those old people channels.
Okay, Junkie Dark's looking for a prize. I have his address.
Well, kudos, dude. Kudos. Over the
Well,
airwaves.
his first guess was 14, and then it was 21. Or was it 21 then 14?
Yeah, it was
They both
21
are
to
marked at
14
608.
after the hint. Okay, before we move on, I have a Labyrinth story. I quote this movie a lot to people, and nobody knows what the movie is, but I explain it a little bit, and then I do this. Whenever I hear somebody say, "Life's not fair, life's not fair," I go, "Well, in the movie The Labyrinth, that Jennifer Connelly was complaining to David Bowie, life's not fair." He's like, "I wonder what your basis is compared to. Like, was your other life fair, and your next life's going to be fair? This one's not fair." You have no basis of comparison. That's the one line I really like that Bowie did.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Well, it's nice that you say it nicer than I would.
grow the F up.
Yeah, see, but I didn't do it because I know where we are.
I was like,
Okay, the
suck it
LEDs
up, throw
go
some dirt on
blue,
it.
and that means only one thing. It's time for my favorite segment, Top
Da,
3
da, da,
with
da.
VA. VA, what is the top 3 this week?
This week it's going to be books or book franchises that you have read since you left high school. I know for some of y'all that might be a bit of a stretch, and since it is, 2021, we'll include audiobooks and audiobook series in that.
Does the GED count?
It's like, yeah, yes, GED would qualify.
There's a
Weld
book one.
doesn't
That's the
read.
equivalent of that's the equivalent of a high school diploma.
I went to college. I'm just
Um,
kidding around.
let's
Weld
She's so
doesn't
see.
kind
read.
about it, though, isn't
I
she?
failed this.
What a PC answer.
All right, VA, do the call outs.
All right. Let's see here. Let's start with you, Shady.
I got my hand up. Yep, you're looking. This is easy. Terry Brooks is my favorite author. I have read 37 of his books, but he has 3 different franchises. One set a
Mm-hmm.
thousand years in the future, one set in modern day, and one set in another dimension. But his brilliance, he connected all 3 series at some point. They're
Nifty.
they're Lord of the Rings kind of books with druids and magic and swords and bows and big battles and all about family and stuff. So yeah, that's
Isn't
easily.
Shannara? Isn't he
It is.
the
He's the
authors of
Shannara
Shannara?
King. Start
Okay.
with Sword of Shannara, and you work your way up to all these. You usually did series in 3 books. The whole story would be 3 years for you got all 3 books. But I mean, they're all like 600-page books, but they're all awesome. And he does a really good job. It's like reading Tolkien, but it's like in English. And that's the way you read it. So that's my answer.
I went to open it, but then it. Well, no, I tried to open it the regular way
Who's
and it
next?
just like ripped the seam off. Weld can go next. This is easy.
Sure. Go for it.
Dr. Seuss.
I don't.
Who's the doctor?
I don't. I don't read. I don't have. I don't read books for enjoyment. Like unless it is a manual and it is telling me how to make something or how to fix something, I'm not gonna pick it up and read it. I'm just not. I
What
don't.
about listening to it?
I will listen to it like an audiobook. I can listen to it, but it's easier for me to hear a story and then imagine it in my head, opposed to like reading it on a piece of paper and then trying to put the scenes together in my head. For some reason, reading from like a book and imagining what's happening, I can't do that. But if someone's like telling me a story, I can close my eyes and kind of envision what's happening. So like,
Well,
I don't read books.
no. Well, I did say audiobooks since this is 2021. So, what are some of the series or books that you've listened to that you've enjoyed?
Well, what audiobooks have you listened to?
I listened to this poem book recently. I can't remember the name of it, and I don't want to say it wrong.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Give it a shot.
Yeah, but you're also streaming, so like I want to give this book credit, but I don't want to say the wrong name and like butcher it.
No, we pronounce stuff wrong all the time. Selena's not here. You're safe.
It was like the button up
Oh
or
my
the
God,
the
this is not
button
real.
up the button up edge or something like that. I can't remember what
Okay.
it was, but it was a bunch of like emotional poetry. And I was listening to it when my mom passed. So that was the last time that I read.
Okay, I'm going to ask Mouth to read the last dark comment.
Oh, I can't see it. Hold on. It is.
Da Vinci Code and
Oh,
Da
Da
Vinci and
Inferno.
Vinci Code
Inferno.
and Inferno are the only
Yes.
ones I read after high school. Oh, yeah, we do that. Me and Mouth read to each other before bed, mostly suspense thrillers. But we don't have like a series that we read. It's just like, actually, that's what I was going to say is the last series I think I read was the 50 Shades books. And that's because my friends are you know, I don't know, horny moms, and they like, hey, let's read this, and we did.
Yeah, isn't that like 50 Shades of Grey? Isn't that like basically like softcore mom porn?
Kinda, yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Listen, I resent that whole mom porn thing. Just saying. Just saying. Did you not
Like,
hear about the cowboy hat?
it's just no.
Hello.
I didn't hear about any type of cowboy.
Oh,
What
well,
cowboy
that's your
hat?
fault. You should have
You
listened.
be catching up on some
Mom,
episodes there, bruh.
mom porn. Psh.
But
Listen,
I know.
that's right. I mean,
See,
Moms
now
are they,
I'm
dear
you know
God, what
what?
would y'all think about the stuff I proofread for?
I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, it's always older women who are like, you can't say dirty things like that.
ironically,
You
I think I'm a lot like Weld in that I don't usually just read novels. That's like not really that's not my bag. I read a lot of poetry, actually. I read a ton of it because like I can read one and then put it down and I don't feel like I'm in the middle of something. Like everything has a beginning
exactly,
and an end. And I can't,
exactly.
that whole waiting until the next thing, the only reason I think I can stomach it, because it literally causes me anxiety if I don't just read the whole thing at once, a novel or whatever. The only reason I can stomach it is because Dweck and I read together, and it's almost like we're watching like a sitcom or something together, like a television program, because we're reading it aloud to each other, so it sticks in my brain different, probably similarly to how Weld's works, but it sticks in my brain a little different. And so, and then we'll talk about it like during the day, like before we read the next chapter. I don't know, it's just different when we're reading it to each other versus me sitting down and reading a book. I gotta read the whole thing, and it'll take a day, dude. I read fast, but not that fast.
Fair.
It's my God. I
Alrighty.
can't tell if my guy's
Let's
done.
see
Who's next? Who
here.
hasn't answered yet?
Let's see.
Star Wars,
So
I think.
Star
Yeah,
Wars.
Junkie?
Yeah, Star Wars Junkie.
So I have to say that probably my favorite series that I've read since high school is the Unsuspecting Mage. I
Hmm.
love that series. By
Who's the author?
Brian S. Pratt.
Who's that again? Brian what?
Brian S. Pratt.
Okay.
Pratt. Like Chris Pratt, but way cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but basically that's just portals
I'm
and
starving, so I got me food.
wizards and warlocks, and it's awesome, and it just sucks you right in. Um, and then
You
I'm
want
not
orange chicken for
super
dinner?
religious, but I did read the Left Behind series just because
Okay.
it's very
I totally read that.
active.
It's an interesting
Yeah,
concept, aside from the religious overtones.
yeah.
It's a
If you
very
can get
interesting
past the
concept.
religious overtones, it's a great book series. Like
It's a
it's kind of like
lot of books, though. It's like 12 or 13, right?
13 books.
Yeah. I thought
Yep.
it's been a minute since I read those. I forgot all about those.
Yeah,
That
well,
was back in my
they're an
Bible
action
classes.
kind of thing. I mean, I'm not super religious. My mother basically is like, "Here, you got to read this," and then next thing I know, I own 13 books. And I have to say, my favorite book that I've read more than once since I graduated was Watership Down.
Okay.
I love that book.
I don't think I've heard of it.
That's
It's not funny.
no, it's very much not. It's a very thick book, and it's one of the first. I think it's one of the first that anthropomorphized animals.
Oh,
Yes.
Um,
definitely.
I mean, they were still animals, primarily rabbits, but they had emotions. They talked like people. Their society was, like a hybrid of real rabbit and human society. There is also I believe it's animated movie based on it that I
Yes.
recall did justice to the book, but it's not easy reading, it's not easy viewing,
No.
but it does make
No.
you go,
Yeah. If you don't cry, you're psycho.
Oh, well, damn.
Just saying.
So it's like a psychology test. Nice to know.
it's the type of book that sucks you right in to the characters. You feel for them. You know them. They're like your friends. So everything that happens is very close to home.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's one of my favorites. I know, I'm a weirdo. I read a bunny book.
Well, no, I mean, it was not a kid. It was not a kid's book. Definitely not a kid's book. Barely a teen book.
Yeah.
Has everybody answered that question?
Think that's everybody.
No,
Rose
we
said
still have
he doesn't.
TDS. We still have TDS. Has he got a book?
He's not really. He's a ghost host.
Oh, he was talking earlier. I didn't want to leave him
I
out.
told him that he wanted to be a ghost host and play the game, play Destiny while he's listening. He has a really good comment to jump in, but he's not like part of the rotation. It's called Ghost Host.
I got 3 books, or I got 3 series, and they're all very different ones. First and foremost, the Dexter series I think was fantastic.
Oh, sure.
Phenomenal books. Then I would have to go with way back when the original Hardy Boys books.
Oh my God, yeah.
My dad would read those to me and my older sister before bed. And now that they came out with a couple different ones, those were good sets. And probably the third series that I read is from Dean Koontz, the Odd Thomas series.
And that is kind of all over the place there.
When do you
Odd
get a
Thomas
chance to
was
read?
a great movie.
Yep, and the books, there was about, I want to say 5 or 6 books in all.
When do you get a chance to read?
I have not read in a long time. I would always read before bed and stay up for 3 hours and finish the book instead of going to sleep.
Now you play Destiny, and it does the same.
And now I play video games instead, yeah. So my reading's gone to mush.
Okay.
I guess that leaves
want to wrap
me.
up your segment? Or you go. You gotta go.
Yes, I do have to go. So mine are ElfQuest novels and graphic novels by Wendy and Richard Pini. They just recently finished up the main storyline, and they're working on an audio movie that I did not kickback. That's not the Kickstarter for. The Dresden Files is another one. Being Wiccan, I really liked the way that it that he blended a lot of different mythologies and was true to a lot of the cores of Wicca. And Dune, primarily the original book by Frank Herbert, but in general the Dune series.
Are you going to go see the Dune movie?
I already have my tickets. Them puppies came up on sale about 3 days ago. I promptly got it. I am seeing it Thursday night. I am seeing it in IMAX in like a different kind of IMAX format than I've done before. So I'm gonna have to travel a little bit from home, but it's not too bad. It's
IMAX is the way to go. If you could see a movie in IMAX,
I don't see stuff like that with
read.
IMAX and or Dolby. So what I'll probably do is I'll see it in this fancy IMAX format, and then I'll have to see it at least one more time with my mom because I have to answer questions for my mother with these kinds of movies. And I'll probably see it either again in IMAX or in Dolby Cinema because I suspect the the audio cues are just going to be amazing. I mean, it's Hans Zimmer involved, so it's just like, and yeah. So I already have my tickets for that, and I'm getting ready to purchase my tickets for Eternals, which just popped this morning. So yeah. Oh man, no. My Dune tickets, I've been counting down the days. I'm checking it like twice a day on the app, wondering when the tickets went on sale.
Oh man, I want to see it.
Yeah, me and the boyfriend are going to go see it. It's already hit 100 million, and it has not even opened in the U.S. or in China yet. So that is pretty darn good news that a movie like that has already made that kind of money in the smaller markets. So yay, because it's only
we
the
got
first
chat
half of that
speaking
monster
up.
book.
Some idiot named Dominic Eccles asking for suggestions about books to listen to. Just FYI there, well, you can go to YouTube and find books on tape. Don't spend the money. There's plenty of books on tape on YouTube.
You can, but you're
Yeah, but I
also
want what's some good ones though? Like what are some good like? I want a nice like
It's not
really
just
good
about the book.
suspenseful one.
I mean, the Harry Potter series was awesome on audio because of the guy that did it. The talented guy that did it made it come to life. There's different levels of people that actually read
Yeah,
the
I
book.
mean, my boyfriend is all about a couple different authors that do like a like space opera esque type of settings with a couple of them have harems. But they're not just, girls that just put out. They are fully, formed characters. So, yeah, there's all kinds of things out there. And there's also the audio, what is it, Audible Unlimited? If you have a Kindle and you're not opposed to the Amazon marketing machine, um, you know, low fee and you hear as many books as you got time for. All right, and that's this week's top 3. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat.
That was a good segment.
Thank you.
Okay, up next we got Shady Questions, but first the third degree is after Shady Questions. The third degree is where a chat gets to throw us under the bus. You can pick someone or all of us, and ask us a question that we have to answer. It may be a legitimate question, like why are you doing this, or why do you do that, or what do you have to this, and that. Or it could be like, have you stopped beating your wife? It's just throw us under the bus, and we'll get run over. Okay, Shady Questions has a theme this week. This is the first time Shady Questions has had a theme. It's inspired by last week's question, top 2 attractive athletes, in your opinion. And Dark and I went with 5 tennis players, even though it's top 2. Dark changed his mind. And a lot of people came up with wrestlers. So I'm like, I was a big wrestling fan in the 80s. When I was in high school, it was a big thing. I remember when the wrestling results from Monday Night Raw were in the paper the next day in the sports section.
Me too.
It was thought to be legit at the time.
That too.
And that's how Vince McMahon became a billionaire, because he knew the outcome of all the matches. And he had people bet on them and just rake in the money. So that's how that got started. But the first question.
That's why he got a table thrown over him.
Yeah, well, he liked to be he liked to be in the show too. I get that. The first question is a lead-in to the next question. So this surprised me, and it kind of actually made me mad. The WWF was developed as a company in 1980. There was plenty of professional wrestling things going on beforehand from the 50s and so forth. But the actual WWF, Vince McMahon and his wife came up with WWF in 1980. That's when it started. So my question is, when was the first black WWF or WWE champion crowned? What year? What year?
I want to say 87 or 88.
Okay.
93.
Okay. Mouth?
93 is what I guessed.
Okay, VA?
No clue. I barely know wrestling.
Oh, you know the wrestlers that are hot, but you don't know anything about it. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I knew like 2 or 3 of the biggest ones, but most of them I don't know. Like you could name
any
a lot
guess?
of wrestlers.
Pick a year.
None. No, very seriously, I have no idea. I could give 2 poops about wrestling. I never cared for it, even before it was shown how fake it was. I just never
But they
cared
admitted
for
to
it.
it. That's all.
I give them props for admitting to it, but I just never cared about it.
Between 1980 and today.
92.
Well,
2001.
wow. You went off the whole thing, and I was mad about it because it took too long. It was 1998, and guess who it was? With all the great black
Booker
wrestlers.
T.
It was totally Booker T.
Okay.
I don't even think he was around then, was he?
Been around for a while. He was in the 90s.
Was he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
God, I'm old.
Okay, I'm just going to move on because we're running a little bit late on time. Actually, it was The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was the first
He
black
ain't
champion.
even black.
And
He's not.
He's partially black.
He does not claim
Samoan.
to be black. He's Samoan.
But
Samoan or multiracial. He does
he's
not claim
multiracial,
black.
but he got
Pacific
black
Islander.
he got some black in him. He got
Does
enough.
he?
He might. So does Vin Diesel. Neither one of them claim to be black.
I've never heard The Rock deny it.
Interesting fact. Can I say an interesting fact?
Yeah.
Little factoid. So, The Rock's dad actually was African American, and he was the first African American tag team champion.
I do remember reading that recently. Yeah.
And he had Rocky in his name.
Yes.
And Dwayne
Dwayne
The Rock
Johnson?
Johnson's grandfather was also a professional wrestler.
I mean, I guess I should have known that his damn name is Dwayne. I don't.
So, background on The Rock, he played football for the University of Miami, and then he went to go to the NFL, and he was not drafted. He went to the Canadian Football League, where he was cut the first year. So then he said, well, my grandfather wrestled, my father wrestled, I think I'll try this wrestling thing. And then his personality and charisma launched him into a major acting career. So, props to him. Speaking of The Rock, the next question is the first question, a shady question, because the first question is always about pizza. What is Dwayne The Rock's 2 favorite pizza toppings? And Junkie, you know the girl that comes for community service to our work and helps me with the truck, Elizabeth? Yep. She's kind of cute. I had a conversation with her, but she's married. So when I said to her, if you weren't married, I'd still hit on you. She's like, really? I'm like, yep. She goes, aw. I'm like, you're out of bounds. You're out of bounds. And she goes, okay. She's a nice girl. She got this question right.
I want to say
instantly, bam.
Pineapple and ham.
Okay, everyone thinks The Rock was born in Hawaii. He was not. He was born in California.
Yeah.
I know, but
that I knew.
He likes his roots.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
very proud of
the Hawaiian pizza as well.
All right. Weld?
I'm going with pineapple and anchovies.
Ooh.
Oh.
Outside the box.
He probably like some type of fish on his pizza. I'm going to say anchovies.
He's a man of taste, so I'm just going to assume he likes the same thing I do. So I'm going to go with pepperoni and mushroom.
Place yourself on the pedestal there, aren't you?
All right, everybody put an asterisk next to this podcast. This is the first time most people got the first question right. It is pineapple and ham.
Yeah!
Unlike Star Wars trivia, you had a chance at this one.
I know my man.
I don't know why I said, you know what? Can we just pretend I didn't say anchovies?
You were half right.
Can I take it back?
Out of 4 of you, you were 2.5 right. That's more than half. Nice.
Nice. It's because he's hot and we like to know about him.
Okay, this next question, I just want names. I don't want explanations. I don't want stories. I just want names. Favorite wrestlers of all time? Junkie.
Hulk Hogan.
Favorite wrestlers? Anybody else?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay.
You know, actually, you'd have to go for The Rock. I actually saw a few of his matches in his heyday.
Very charismatic. If you smell what The Rock's cooking. Very
exactly, and that's the thing. I remember Hulk Hogan as well during his heyday, but he wasn't as charismatic to me as
Well, any clue? You can say yourself if you want. Because I said favorite wrestlers of all time, and you were a wrestler. You can say me. Bob Backlund was a huge.
No, there was a. I like that. I like that little. I like that short. I like that short dude who wore the macho mask. He used to drop kick people between the ropes.
The luchador.
Yeah, he wore the luchador mask, but he used to like swing between the ropes and kick people in the faces.
That's Rey
What's
Mysterio.
his name? He was dope. He was cool.
He still is.
Mouth, any idea?
Yeah. Ultimate Warrior, Rowdy Piper, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, The Undertaker, and The Rock.
Wow, you had that in your holster. Okay, I'm going with The Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker, and Stephanie McMahon before the boo job. Before.
God, I hate her so
After she got the boo job, I was peace out. I didn't want nothing to do with her.
All right, then I see your Stephanie McMahon pre-boob job, and I throw China at you.
China was a man with a vagina.
I take your man vagina and raise you, Natalia.
What about Kelly Kelly?
Oh, burn. Oh.
Okay, moving on. Now, this is Mouth's favorite
See,
segment.
Italian Razor Ronda Rousey. What's up?
Yeah, yeah.
Wrong sport. That's UFC.
No, she went to the
You just hope
WWE
everybody's
for a while.
She went to the WWE.
Yeah,
You
she
stop
was.
it. She did not.
She did.
Yes, she did.
Disgusting. She's off.
did.
She's off
Yes,
my
she
list.
did.
She used to be on my list of cool chicks. I changed the word. Cool chicks, and she is off it.
Well, when it comes to her, I mean, I find her attractive, but I would never date a chick that can kick my ass. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, I totally would.
Not that.
Okay, the extra shady questions coming up. Mouth, you ready for this?
I'm totally ready, baby.
All right.
Oh God.
This is going to be like one of the questions on our other podcast that we're forming, everyone. Pique your interest. Okay, extra shady question. What is the most commonly sold item out of sex catalogs? PG-13, guys. PG-13.
What?
I'm gonna. Oh, can I
I
If
didn't
you're
hear-
using proper
Wait.
terminology, there's not really a rating.
The most popular item ordered from a sex catalog. Does that help? You have a sex catalog in front of you. What item in that whole book is most ordered?
Oh, the 100% hands down the Hitachi magic wand. I guarantee it.
I am inclined to agree with you that the Hitachi or some variation thereof.
I'm very happy. I have no idea what that is.
It's
I was
scary,
gonna
dude.
say,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. No,
It's like
no.
a deep tissue massage.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say a bullet.
It's like an industrial massage stick with
Absolutely.
a very
External
angry,
massage stick.
a very angry vibrating head, a very angry one.
Mouth, what do you think?
Yeah,
I'd say a bullet.
Oh, God. What the hell is that?
Do you want
That's
the
an
actual?
internal one.
You asked for this.
I said
Sir.
PG-13. I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to go to
You
Urban
asked about
Dictionary
a
after every
sex-
podcast.
You
A
asked
bullet.
about a sex catalog. I mean, come on, man.
Listen,
That's not
I can say
PG-13.
I can say it using like the actual like medical terms. It is a small egg-shaped clitoral stimulator.
Okay.
there
Has
you go.
anyone besides me not answered this? Because I know the answer. Why do I have
Clearly,
an
we're
echo?
wrong.
With the costumes.
Chat, do you want to offer anything except for you, Rogue? 'cause
Oh, honey,
you
if you
said it
don't
out.
Ooh,
Dark
no,
says it was fun to have
chaps,
boobs,
chaps,
and he likes the
assless
Undertaker.
chaps.
Well, yeah, that's
Assless
costumes.
chaps?
Hello.
Assless chaps.
And riding
That's gotta
crop.
be it.
No, it'd be a nurse or a maid.
Dark
think it'd
said he
be-
thinks it's costumes.
If it's costume, I think it's going to be
Like some type of, it's gotta be like some
retro.
type of clothing that's probably got like some type of hideaway thing. You know what I mean? That's a niche now.
I could
This-
just go with the list of what I have, and we can see what's popular.
This is an example of a question we're going to have on another podcast that we're working on. It is called Screwing Around, a After Dark podcast, which will be at my channel in the next few weeks. We're just trying to nail down hosts, and if we're going to have a guest or not. It's going to be Mouth's decision. She's the host. It's just going to be on my channel, so I'll be a part of it until
Let's
they get
say
on
guest
Discord.
and host in this crap show. Welcome to the program.
Hey, you're wrong. You're all very wrong. You're not even close. You're not in the ballpark. You're not in the same town.
Okay.
The answer to the most commonly sold item out of a sex catalog is...
batteries.
And I want input from this, 'cause I have no idea what it is or what they are. Novelty condoms. What's a novelty condom?
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
flavored
Like
glow
the
in the
flavored
dark.
ones.
I mean, do they
Yeah,
have
like,
like
or
Destiny characters, like
specially
Cage 6 on
rammed.
them, or...
They're like, they have special rams. They have ones that vibrate. They have ones like that taste like different fruits or candies.
How do you
I mean,
know
I'm
what
not saying I know.
Colored,
I'm not saying I know
flavored,
the catalog. I'm just saying there's some
right.
things.
Colored, flavored, glow in the dark, extra benefits on them. Even some of the shapes. I mean, once you get beyond ribbed and studded, I'd venture to say those are probably go into the novelty category.
Some of the reverse ones are kind of cool too. Like the reverse studded or the reverse rimmed ones are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's Shady Questions. Up next is This or That with a wrestling theme. We went off the wrestling theme a little bit. I couldn't combine sex and wrestling. I just didn't know how to do that.
That's
So
literally
this,
how they make their living. What are you talking about? That's what.
well, there was a couple of wrestlers that were porn stars, but I didn't want to look it up, so I just said, screw it.
China.
Hey, no, it was one of the guys. I can't remember his name. He wasn't that popular. He was okay. He was like a mediocre wrestler, but he was claimed to be a former.
Should have kept his day job.
Sorry, guys. I got kicked out.
You did. Welcome back, Mal. Okay, this or that with a wrestling theme. Let's rapid fire this. We need to wrap things up. First, that's that. Royal Rumble or cage match?
Cage.
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 Don't care.
I've seen the cage match. I've seen a couple of them, and those fuckers I will actually sit through.
I haven't seen either kind, so pass.
Okay. Up next is faces or heels. How deep do you know wrestling to know what that even means? Faces or heels?
Heels.
I go heels. Anyone want clarification?
Heels are bad guys.
Faces are good guys. Heels are bad guys.
Okay.
And the wrestlers actually like being a heel more than a face. They love getting
Of course,
booed.
everybody likes being the bad guys.
When they come in, they like winning to beat the good guy and getting booed. They love it.
Well, everybody likes a bad boy.
Sure. Last one. Pinfall or submission?
Submission.
Oh, submission.
That's just personal.
I'm going submission.
Pass. Don't know the difference.
You take submission when you put a hold on them and they tap out. Pinfall is you pin their shoulders down for 3 seconds.
Again, pass. Don't
I like
care.
it. Submission. You break their will when they submit.
So, considering
You make them your
how much,
and
how
ironically,
much acting it all is.
Every submission move doesn't hurt at all. It's entertainment. Okay, up next is stats real quick. I want to give everybody an update on how well our podcast is doing. This is episode 32. So obviously this one's not being counted. And I didn't count last week's episode 31 because people are still watching it. And we had 2 podcasts that weren't published because of audio issues. We had a buddy in Germany that PlayStation would not allow his voice to be put on the podcast, and we wasted 2 hours talking to him. So they were not published. So we've had 29 published podcasts. And we are at total views, we're at 3,023.
Holy
that equals
crap.
104 views per podcast.
Nice.
So a podcast that I thought was going to
go.
last 5
Who dropped the
episodes,
F-bomb?
We're...
Wasn't me.
Weld did.
Oh.
Okay.
Did I?
This one's not
You
getting
did.
published.
You said when it was referring to the cage match versus the Royal Rumble. You said you'll watch those effers. I only know because I key into that word. It's my favorite.
I did say that. I said that. Oh, I did say that. My bad. My bad.
I forgive you.
It's all right. Toward the end of the podcast, no one's going to notice. Okay, time for the outro, guys. You've been on for an hour. This is like perfect timing. You guys are awesome. Where can we find everybody? VA?
You can find me on, excuse me, on PSN and Twitch as VA_witch, and on Twitch and YouTube at VA Witch without the underscore.
Okay, Mal.
Excuse me for interrupting.
Go
I
ahead.
apologize. Dark is making a pouty face because he screwed up and didn't put his question in all capitals, so you didn't read it.
Okay, we're not out. We're not out
we
yet.
Certainly can.
We're still on the air.
What's your question, baby? Because they probably won't recognize.
I see it. No, I do see it. Tell
Okay.
us one fun story about one of your Halloween costumes. So Dark, Mouth, and TARDIS went to a Halloween party as Jack, Sally, and Zero. And then Dark and Mouth exchanged costumes to go to a bar. It was fun to have boobs, says Dark. Okay.
He did have boobs when he was Sally.
I'll start this one off. So one year in the early 90s, myself, my best friend, my boyfriend, and her boyfriend, and her little sister, we all dressed up as Shredder and 4 foot soldiers. And my friend was 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", and was very convincing, and we walked the mall during trick or treat and scared the crap out of several kids, as well as several of them thought that was really cool. We had sais, we had some plastic swords, some nunchucks. It was a lot of fun. So that was probably my favorite costume for many, many years. Next.
Anyone else?
Well, he took my Jack and Sally, and that was a really awesome time. But another time, because we do couples costumes, because we're freaking adorable. Be jealous, guys. He went as the doctor, and I went as Amy Pond in a Weeping Angel episode. Or no, not the Silence episode. And so I had all the little marker lines on me. Because, like you forget that you see them, so they like put the lines on them. If this is only relevant to people who understand Doctor Who. But it was awesome, and I loved it.
Which I do.
Yeah, and Kai was Tortoise. He was the Tortoise. I mean, Tortoise was Tortoise.
TARDIS was the TARDIS.
Tortoise was the Tortoise.
Yeah, lately I've been cosplaying as River Song, so I totally feel ya.
Oh, yeah. Fire.
All right, okay. So I think my best, I'll just throw this out there because it worked out really well for me. So...
Did it involve a cowboy hat?
No. It actually was
damn
me
story.
with
I gotta find out this cowboy hat.
Lady Godiva?
No, I had strep throat and I couldn't talk at all. All I could do was kind of So my mom had the brilliant idea to paint me entirely green and put on Anne's jacket, so I played Herman Munster.
Okay.
And I couldn't talk at all.
A very Herman Munster, I bet.
That's awesome. Way to think outside the box.
Yeah, well, that's what strep throat does to you when you're like 12.
That's awesome.
Well, I could have dressed up in tinfoil and been leftovers.
I was just thinking that, I swear. You took it right out of my head.
Woo, great minds think alike.
All right, my favorite costume is, I was relatively young. I was like maybe a preteen or barely a teen. I was always big into history, even as a youngin', and I really liked military history. So somehow, with a semi-poor family, I came up with a ruffled shirt to wear and a duck-tailed jacket, and I had a sword made out of something, and I was like a Minuteman kind of thing with the triangle hat on my head. I wore that like 3 years in a row. So I was a revolutionary guy trick-or-treating. I did dress up as a Jedi one year, though.
Oh. You felt the Force, huh?
The Force liked me. Who hasn't answered?
I was only gone for 6 hours.
Well, we already got weldings during the interview.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
So what about you, Shady?
I just answered.
Oh, I must have missed it. I'm sorry. I was adding a time. Oh, yeah, I heard it. You said you were a Minuteman and all that. I got it.
Yep.
Sorry, I
And
forgot that
Minuteman
quickly.
means I can load my weapon within a minute.
Does it?
Nothing else.
Does it? We'll discuss this on our next podcast, sir.
Well, after last week, I don't want a reputation.
Oh gosh.
I love you so much right now. I just can't even tell you.
Has everybody answered? Because we need to move on. We're over an hour.
So.
Okay. Who left off on where can we find everyone? We did VA and we did somebody else.
Oh, sorry. You asked me and then I interrupted.
Yeah.
So you can find me in the chat, and starting a new podcast with my main man Shady over here.
And what's it called?
I wrote it down. Hold on. It's called Screwing Around.
Hashtag worst plug ever. I wrote it down. I don't even remember. It's mine though.
Screwing Around, a After Dark podcast. It's not going to be lewd
in my defense,
or rude.
I'm drinking 100 proof, you guys.
Offensive.
Be nice to me.
We're just going to have good stories and a good time. Look for it on my channel in the next coming weeks. Please, it's going to be a blast. We always talk about things that, we need to do this on Guardians After Dark. We're actually going to do it. It's not Guardians After Dark, it's Screwing Around, a After Dark podcast with some of the people that you know and love.
That was really good. That was a really good plug, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Way to make it look good, Shady.
Yes.
Yeah, Shady.
Anybody not answer where can find you? I know, Junkie, we can find you anywhere but now leave for dinner. I'll take that one for you.
Absolutely.
Well, did you go?
Yep. I did it at the beginning.
Okay.
But
well, I'll go again. What the hell?
All right. You know what? Yeah, you can find me on PlayStation under Weld and Cook, or you can find me on YouTube under my name Dominic Douglas. That's
with no K after
spots,
Dominic.
Man.
That's the
with no K after.
Just like my name. I'm ShadyVale35. You can find me on YouTube and PSN. No space between the letters and numbers. If you make a space, you get somebody totally different that isn't half as cool as I am. Okay, next week's guest, maybe TARDIS if he's not grounded. I mean, I think this would be enough incentive to behave for 6 days, but maybe not.
You don't know teenagers, do you?
Yeah, well, I was one. So, yes I do. Okay, the clan has spoken. You can find us next week, same time, same place. If you're watching my channel, we try to go live every Monday night at 8:30 Eastern. We're usually late. Women involved. What are you going to do? Okay. So, please,
you did
stick
not.
around.
Love it.
Hey, last week it was me and 3 women, and I survived.
And I was on time. Thank you very much.
I was early.
I'm always early.
I hauled butt from DC to make it here.
Okay,
wow.
Well, here we go. We're done. Mouth, take us out.
I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button like your mama taught you, right? All right.
Very good, guys. Thanks. Good episode 32.